What's up, GK family? John 14:6 says that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No one can come to the Father but by Jesus. There is no way or no connection to God without Jesus. And the truth is, the only way that we can be saved is through Jesus. Even with eternal life, it is not promised to us unless it is through Jesus. And there are circumstances that we are in, some that we caused and some that are completely out of our control. But have we ever really considered that no matter the circumstance, God is truly the way, the truth, and the life? If you're struggling with uncertainty, you're struggling with what is next, God is the way. And if you are locked in with God, He will be your guide. When you are locked in with God, even if the enemy is feeding you lie after lie, you know that there is truth in Jesus. There is truth in what Jesus said about you. And even if you feel like there is something that's about to die, whether it's a circumstance, a relationship, your purpose, whatever that is, you have to understand that if I'm locked in with God, there is so much that can live on the inside of me. And for an example, I have 2 plants because that's my capacity. I wanted to be a plant mom so bad. And I was gone for about 4 or 5 days. I did not water this particular plant. And I thought for sure it was dead. My mom was like, just water it, it's gonna bounce back. Y'all, the very next morning, my plant was revived. And I was happy about it because the plant is sentimental to me. But what God began to show me is that the enemy will trick you into thinking that your purpose is on its way to death, that there is no life in your circumstance. But you got to link back up with God. You got to connect back to your source. And when you connect back to your source and you are feeding your spirit, man, He will breathe life back into your situation. And we've got to recommit ourselves. We got to shift our mindsets to really understand that if I'm lost, if I'm unsure, Jesus is the way. If I am in doubt, if I really don't know what the enemy is telling me, truth or not, and I got to reject that lie of the enemy because I got to remember what God said about me. I got to remember what Jesus has spoke in His word. And I got to take on that is absolute truth. And what the enemy has said to me is lie. When I even feel like I'm depleted, when I feel like my purpose is about to die, when I feel like I cannot go on any further, I got to be reminded that Jesus is the source of life. And even in that source of life, we are in tight spaces. My mother told me about that plant. You're going to have to repot it. It needs to be in a bigger pot so that it can thrive, so that it can grow. But what if you are in a circumstance right now that is uncomfortable, that is tight, and you're not really sure? You're like, God, I'm not thriving here. I'm not growing here. But God is telling you, man, I'm just preparing you. I'm preparing you. I want you to be, not to be comfortable, but I want you to understand that even in this circumstance, if you're connected to me, I'll cause you to survive in a tight space. I'll cause you to survive if you stay connected to me, if you stay connected to the source. In every stage of life, we've got to remember that God is absolutely the way, the truth, and the life. And you may feel like you're not thriving, but I promise you, this preparation season, when God is ready to uproot you, when He's ready to uproot you, to move you into your next, it is going to blow your mind. So shift your mindset today that even if I'm uncomfortable, I know that He's the way here. I know that He's the truth here. I know that He's the life here because I'm connected to Him and I'm still surviving. It may not be where I want to be, but once He uproots me, I know it's because I handle my now well. I hope you all have a gracefully kept week.